Bro.
Yeah. No intro. We back in, man. We back in. I don't know if this is Sunday night heat. I don't know what we calling this, bro.
Sunday night somewhere.
I
That's that.
dig it. I dig it. Yeah. But yeah, man. Let's get right to it, bro. I was talking to D Smith last night, and I mean he gave me his thoughts on the Flash.
Oh
We
my
kind
god.
of, and I mean we can wrap it up here. I mean I wish that we could get the nucleus in here, but you know, we'll table that
Oh
discussion
man, I
for
can't
another.
wait to hear what he says about it.
Oh yeah. I can't wait. Actually, you know what? Shit, man. I'm gonna shoot him a link in here too. He probably ain't gonna respond to it, but whatever. We'll see what's up there too. But uh but yeah, man. I mean, just quick thoughts on that. You didn't go see it. I didn't go see it. You not planning on
I've
going.
gotten enough of
Mm-hmm.
I got enough of the gist of what it was. I got enough of it. It was a throwaway episode of the Flash TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, uh, I guess they had to raise stakes somehow. I mean, bro. Let me see. Man, I was listening to D Smith about the end and you know when like it feels like a studio's like, oh, we need this, and this in here,
Yep.
but like creative directors and writers can make that work, so it still feels kind of, you know, there's a through line through your narrative, so it feels natural. It doesn't feel like you just
Yep.
it felt like they just dropped like a bunch of stuff in there. That's what it felt like.
Because I mean, and I want to get your take on this here too, because what I was telling D Smith last night is if this would have been terrible, if this was along the lines of like a Batman versus Superman or the Whedon cut, a Justice League, it could exist in a space of being terrible but still being a source of entertainment.
Yep.
By all accounts, from what I'm gathering, the Flash movie has just been lukewarm. It didn't shake anything up, but it also wasn't good to the point where people should be running to the theaters to see it and telling their friends about it, but it also wasn't good to the point where people can bomb on it and the algorithm can still eat off of it.
Absolutely.
So I mean, my take on it is that they needed something more than just a middle of the road 60% Rotten Tomatoes score kind of film, bro. You know what I mean? You agree with that?
I agree. I think the intentions were there, and Famayua was on it before. The Rick Famayua, he did dope, and then Lloyd and Miller were on it. They got pulled off, so there's good bones. So there were bones there. It's just you know, they just put the flesh on the wrong way up.
And is this it for Ezra Miller? Is he cooked?
I don't know how he did in Fantastic Beasts. I think that was his second big IP, right? The Harry Potter verse.
I think so. Yeah.
So I don't know how he did there. I remember I saw Ezra Miller in the weird movie that he killed his family. He did great in it because I believed it. And then he did another weird movie where he played like the experiment in the college where some of them were prisoners, some of them were.
Yeah, it was like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it was
he
like
did all right
based
in
on
that.
the
So
truth.
he's believable. He should probably stay out of the spotlight for a bit and come back and go indie and just build yourself up like Patterson.
Yeah, because it makes you wonder, like, this was supposed to be his comeback, right?
That's crazy. I don't know what they were thinking. That's crazy. You're not going to build a comeback like that. That's crazy, bro. I don't know what they were thinking.
Because if anything, I mean, and I know we get into the whole DC Warner, we get into that conversation just about every live, but if they were going to try to keep remnants of the Snyderverse, they should have just kept all of those characters post Aquaman as like cameos.
Yeah.
Because by this point, the most bankable IP that they had outside of the Cape was Wonder Woman, and she's not coming back.
No.
So it just makes me wonder, what was the goal here? Like, what were they looking to accomplish by making this movie, bro?
I have no freaking clue. I have no clue. I really don't. In fact, I keep hearing, and D. Smith had mentioned, like, in Gunn we trust. I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't trust Gunn at all. There's nothing that I trust less than James Gunn right now. I understand.
Yeah.
He did a good. Guardians 3 was good, but it was good. All 3 movies were good. Like, they were good movies. There's nothing else that's telling me, like, he's not the Russos. Like, it's not. He's unproven. So I'm not seeing the In Gunn we trust here. I'm not seeing it at all.
As the top guy in the chair, kind of at the control center of everything, that's his proving ground right there. Yeah. We know that he can direct. We know that he can write, but we need to be able to see him play out. We need to be able to see a creative vision play out over multiple stories with different characters and all of that. So he is definitely unproven in that regard. I agree.
Don't forget, he's given the stamp of approval to these films. The Flash got the stamp of approval. Now I got to rethink what the fuck Stephen King's talking about. Like, look how many stamps went out for that movie, bro.
The Chef's Kiss. That was...
I was like, Steven, you better be flying in a jet next time I see you, bro.
Bro, like,
how much they paid you.
Yeah, with no follow-up either, right? It's like that comment got made in post the movie being released. It's almost like, what's really going on out here? What's the follow-up to this here? You know what I mean?
What were they thinking? They think they would have made the whole budget in a weekend? Was that the idea?
I think it was. They had to know that this was going to be a front runner of a release here. They had to figure that we need to do as much to get that first weekend pop, because this ain't built for the long haul.
Spider-Verse hopped over them in the second week. Unreal, bro. Your second week, it was like
body
an 80% drop.
Body bag. That's a body bag.
Damn.
That's what that, like, in the other thing I ask you, like I asked D. Smith, is this a situation where, with this movie kind of having a lackluster reception, as well as the TV series finally ending, what does this do to the character of the Flash? Because I haven't heard. It's going to have to be a while before we see this character anywhere, right?
Bro, we gave them the template. Get rid of these famous characters for now. Just do away with them. James Gunn, you do have a proven record of going to characters that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Put them away. Mm-hmm. Let them die. Whatever crazy thing you got to do, put them away, bro. We don't want to see them. I don't want to see Superman that looks just like Henry Cavill again. I'm not trying to see that. Nobody's trying to see that. God, put them away. Put it away. I got the Flash for 10 years. A good Flash. And y'all couldn't even put his picture up?
Nope.
Y'all couldn't get some footage?
Nope.
Like, it's a slap in the face to everyone watching the show.
Yep.
Especially since this guy's not better.
Nope.
He's like a babbling idiot. I don't even like his take on the Flash.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, Lord.
Let's talk about that.
Flash. This kind of like Tourette's. What is he? I don't know. What's wrong? What is he diagnosed yet? Like, what are we saying? His brain's going so fast that he can't be like. He can't chill. Like, what is it? He's like a child. He's like a Shazam variant.
Right. And somebody thought that this is what the movie-going audience wanted to see out of that character.
And tackling his darkest arc. Let's do that.
In the first movie,
him tackling his darkest arc about his mother dying. Oh yeah, that's really gonna just go off. Because they're gonna eat it up.
And now that we really think about it, this puts it in kind of a interesting space here, because if we're really being all the way real about it, bro, we only have seen this character in one feature film.
Yes.
I don't like Ezra Miller has appeared as this character at least 3 or 4 different times prior to getting a single solo movie, and we still didn't know anything that mattered about the character.
Nothing.
For us to get a connection to where it'd be like, okay, they're making a movie with this guy. I think I like him. Let me go ahead and see what his movie is working with. So that also is a problem if we're being honest. We got a cameo during Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW, which I didn't mind that. Wasted.
No, I loved it.
I liked it a lot, bro. We had a cameo in Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? He made an appearance in Peacemaker as well for, to show he was a team player. The 2 Justice League movies, the Whedon cut, he was fucking unbearable. Unfucking bearable. Like, I don't know. It's a tie between him and Jason Momoa's Aquaman for which character took the biggest hit in the Whedon cut. It's a tie. And then we seen him in the Snyder cut where it's like, okay, you're actually a character, but we don't know. Right. We're getting surface level Barry Allen, but there's something there. I don't know. It's almost like they've been overcooking this character for so long to where by the time they served it up,
they didn't know what they had anymore.
Nope.
They didn't know what they had anymore.
I don't think that's ever happened before. And the idea that this was a summer blockbuster in the vein of some of the other like summer blockbusters attached to Warner Brothers, like this is fucking bad, bro.
It's bad. I don't know who's in charge, but it's bad, man. Like people approve these things like across the board. There's a board of people that look over these things and approve them and send them to theaters where they're also seen again and approved and checked for audio. And no one was like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should take a step back on this one.
Nope. You shut the fuck up.
Instead, hey, someone get Stephen King on the line. Hey, someone get Tom Cruise. He owes me a favor. Feed him this script. The Citizen Kane of superhero movies.
Insanity, right? Like how? I don't know, man. I feel like if this was really bad, if it was terrible, I would love to have seen like the video essay breakdowns of why it went wrong and everything like that. But I don't even think there's enough meat on the bones to dissect it and be critical of it in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a clear vision of how it wanted it to go, and Rick Famuyiwa, he stepped away. So why did he step away? You gotta think of that. Studio said I want this. Was probably well, that doesn't make sense. So well, we need this in the movie. Like, all right, peace. And then Lord and Miller, they stepped in. Oh, we want this. Well, that doesn't really make sense. All right, peace. I'm out. Now you got 2 bones, and it's there. You can tell the multiverse stuff. It's in. It's all the rage, as the kids say. The multiverse stuff is there.
Oh, it's the wave. They say it's the wave now. It's the wave.
Oh, it's the wave. It's the wave. Man, it's all there. Did I feel some kind of emotional connection to his mom being killed on screen for the 20th time? I mean, I guess she's Spanish in this one, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh man, she got stabbed again. Something different about like you gotta know when you're rehashing something. Like, what are you doing different? Like, I don't even think anyone can do that thing better than the Flash TV show. That shit's heartbreaking every time that woman comes on screen. It's heartbreaking. But we barely got to grow with the woman, and so that wasn't there. So that kind of messes up the stakes. There was stuff there. There were 3-4 different movies,
right?
And no clear vision.
Because that's excluding. The thing is, that's excluding them bringing back Zod.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
That's excluding. That's excluding a new Superwoman. That's not the Superwoman from the CW. Mm-hmm. That's excluding 2 Batmen in the movie.
Yep.
You know, the big thing of bringing back Michael Keaton with the cape and the cowl. That's excluding all of that. So all of this is stuff that's piled on to a movie about a character that we really don't know anything about.
Yep. And they expect us to just audiences want, hey, listen, audiences want cameos, okay? Make it happen. They want cameos in their movies now. That's what they want. That's what we want, and that's what we're getting, okay? Just make it work.
Just make it work.
Just make it work.
I mean, Michael Keaton ain't gonna turn down no fucking paycheck.
I mean, yeah, big check.
You know, Michael Shannon
did his thing.
Yeah, Michael Shannon ain't gonna turn that down.
No,
you know.
He made it clear he was pretty confused of what the fuck he was doing. I love when actors that like from Batman, they just make it clear. Like, I don't really know what's going on here, but they called.
I'm here.
There were cool things. They intercepted Superman. In this version, they intercepted Superman.
Okay.
And gutted him for the whatever DNA. It's supposed to be a moment.
Got it.
And they gutted him but he didn't have it. He didn't have enough of it. So they needed somebody that was in time and genetically inclined with her, which brings in Supergirl. But that's a strong moment. She feels compelled that she was supposed to protect Kal-El. But they didn't. There was nothing to. They didn't. They did nothing with it.
Right, because it's not a Supergirl movie. It's a Flash movie.
Oh my god!
It's not a Superwoman. It's not a Supergirl movie. It's a Flash movie. So that whole what could have been fleshed out to make that story mean something. No, we don't got time for that because it's not her story. But why is she in the movie then?
Why is she in here?
Oh, she's in the movie because we didn't want Henry
Cavill in the movie?
because we fucked Henry.
Okay.
because
okay.
Because we fucked Henry, man. Like, oh shit. Yo, right? That's I mean
it's the biggest it's the biggest blunder of a studio in history.
Oh shit.
It is. They're the biggest blunder. They are. I don't even think it's close. I've never seen somebody get so many chances to not. You can't turn it around.
No.
I've never seen someone get so many chances to say, "Oh, you guys did all right," and F it up royally. Never. There's no studio that has had that many chances. They are the worst studio in history. The worst. It's not even close. They're the worst studio in history.
The worst in history.
In history, yep.
Oh shit! Because it just makes you wonder. Like, is this really? Like, could Snyder have done that much worse? Could it have really been that much worse than whatever Snyder was trying to do?
Whatever he had planned, right? I don't even think so. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Oh man, no, I don't even know. So why green like this?
I mean, they had to. I think it's because they had to. They couldn't have taken a hit. Okay, with a Batwoman movie or Batgirl movie, you can justify saying, okay, $100 million. We'll take the loss on it because either it wasn't good, number one, which I don't think it was, and we can afford to cut the loss on it because we could chalk it up to new management, old choices, let's get that out of there. It never happened. Nobody needs to see it. It doesn't need to see the light of day because it was a bad product to begin with. With this, there was so much time invested into it. They had to see what kind of return they were going to get on it. And in the end of it, James Gunn can still justify it and say it never happened anyway.
That's wild, bro. I hope people don't let that man get away with it. I really hope that people are dragging him. This is the second one. What was before this? That he gave the green light?
Shazam?
I think it was Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Because I'm
pretty sure I haven't seen Shazam, but I'm pretty sure it's better than this. Because Shazam, it's Shazam. Like, we know,
right?
Pretty easy premise,
right. And that seems like it was a casualty of war, an unfortunate casualty of war. Something that could have worked under different circumstances, but due to where they are now, it was on the chopping block.
Shoot, man, that's crazy. They have a better chance with something like that than the Flash.
I agree.
The Flash is dead.
He's done. He's cooked. That character is cooked, bro. Like Green Lantern territory.
Ooh, I think you're right. That hurts.
Yep. Green Lantern territory. So you hung on with the TV show. You've seen every season of the TV show.
I stopped. I mean, I feel like I came back just to watch the end. Mm-hmm. But I think I stopped after like season 5, 6.
Okay.
When everybody was getting powers. It started to get hard to follow.
Okay.
But I understood what it became. Like, I'm all right. I don't need to, like, this is something else now. It's for other people. Mm-hmm. And it stuck to that. For the people that were watching to that point, it's what it was. It was no longer like my obsession with time and the butterfly effect. It was no longer about that. It was about super families and soap opera. And it did what it was supposed to do for those people. But for the most part, one thing was across the board. For us that kind of hopped out earlier and later, everybody liked Grant Gustin. Across the board. People that didn't watch it, people that did watch it, they all liked Grant Gustin. He did his thing on that.
Right.
He did his thing on that. He killed it.
Oh, man. And it kind of makes you wonder, after 10 years on that show, I mean, are you going to see him anywhere? Are you ever going to see him again after that show ends?
You know what? I think we will. I mean, the Flash, no. But the actor,
right. He
was on Glee.
Okay.
So he sings and
he's multi-talented.
Him and Supergirl. So he's gonna grow his beard out and put on 20 pounds of muscle, and he'll be in something completely different.
Because and now that this is my, and I mean, I mentioned this before, and I'll just make it brief here. But I mean, look, I don't know what it's like to be in the boardroom and all of that, but I feel that the actors that carry out these parts for as long as they do, when the lights are off, quote unquote, they should at least get one peak moment for that fan service, especially in that superhero medium, man. If the Flash movie was gonna die a death at the box office anyway, they could have threw him a bone, bro.
I don't know. I don't understand.
They could have threw him a bone.
I don't get it, bro. Not only that, I don't know, maybe like the plans change. I don't know, but why bring Ezra Miller on his show?
Yeah.
Like, ignore him completely. It's like, oh, what's he gonna do? Oh man, who's that other guy that came on? He's gonna take all your fans and like, now they're his? Is that what was expected? He did so good. Yo, we're done with the Flash show. I want to watch that guy. Is that what the expectation was?
And the timing doesn't get any better with the TV show ending. And then the movie coming out in theaters.
Sure, okay, great. Maybe there's some shit like it can't be Grant Gustin, whatever. You want to be Ezra Miller. Put Ezra Miller in there as the guy that did the job, the good guy, the one that doesn't have any freaking criminal activity in his background. Have him stop and give him a pep talk. Give him a pep talk. This is not rocket science.
Bro, like, I'm wondering, this is the thing. How does Matt Murdock plausibly get a cameo in No Way Home? How does that happen?
He didn't even put that much in time. No offense. I love Daredevil, but he didn't put as much time in. How long was Daredevil on? 2014?
That was 2015, officially 2015 to 2018.
23 years.
3 seasons and then 1 season of the Defenders. But he got a Daredevil cameo.
But he killed it. He got in there. Now he's getting a show on Disney Plus.
The reward for us appreciating that character was him being in No Way Home. In the theater, that was the first like big pop in the theater when he popped up with that cane, bro. That was the first big pop in No Way Home.
Was that the first Marvel TV character in a movie?
Yes. Wow. Yes. So just think about that.
And who better?
Right.
Who better to do it than him?
Right. So it makes you wonder here if they can get off of their perch and say, you know what, this is something that we should do. We can fit it into the story. It'll make sense. That was like a 3-minute cameo.
Didn't take at all. And look, that was the highest grossing Spider-Man film. That was it. What's the problem? And
it still would have been the highest grossing, even if there was no Matt Murdock cameo in there. But they did it for the love. They did it.
It shows that you appreciate the viewers, like you appreciate the fans. What's the problem? What is it that you can't get it done in the boardroom? What is the logistic nightmare to put Grant Gustin's picture? You put everybody else from the 1930s that committed suicide. What?
Because somebody in the theater is gonna say, "Hey, that's."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows who that is. The guy committed suicide, for God's sake. You think it's easier to put him in than the guy that just held your character down for 10 years?
Respectfully, right? Yes, always respectfully. But these are the questions that'll never get answered. Unfortunately, that's the most unfortunate.
I don't want to hear logistics. Or there's a lot of red. I don't want to hear that shit. That's stupid. That's stupid. That is the dumbest shit. Ezra was on your show. What the fuck?
Where's the follow-up?
What happened? They suck. They just and it's okay. But it's not okay when you don't acknowledge you suck. That's the problem. When you don't acknowledge.
Yes.
Then you know what I'm saying? Then you can't fix it.
Right.
When you're moving through and saying, "Oh yeah, this is my Superman's gonna be younger," and you're gonna suck too. It's gonna suck because you're in still a shitty car. It doesn't change because you decided to close your eyes to the freaking surroundings. It's just gonna suck too. I ain't never seen James Gunn do a film that wasn't an ensemble piece, and this Superman is the most character-driven character
ever
of all time, and all he's done is ensembles. So, I don't know what everyone's looking for. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all looking for. Think about how much Guardians 3 was about Star-Lord.
It wasn't. It was about Rocket.
It was about Rocket.
And the journey.
The first Guardian was probably the most about Star-Lord. The second Guardians was the most about Star-Lord.
Yep.
But after that, it's not. It was barely about him.
Yep.
So think of Guardians Volume 2 is your example of what Superman Legacy will be. I don't trust it at all. I don't know anyone's excited. I say you dump the slate. I say you dump the slate. I don't want to see him. It looks just like Henry Cavill. Like I was expecting, young, let's go. What's this? It's Henry Cavill. You casted Henry Cavill. I think the guy's British too. You casted Henry Cavill.
Oh no.
It's Henry Cavill. Oh, my Superman's younger. It's Henry Cavill. They have the same 4 o'clock shadow. What younger?
Wait, but they both British? Don't tell me that, bro.
They're both British. Who's
no.
This guy?
Shit, they both British.
They're both British. So what was this monumental, my Superman legacy. Oh man, he's gonna kill. Oh, James Gunn, I trust him. Oh, why? He's put his stamp on everything that's come out, and it's been garbage.
So hold on, these niggas, they both like that's even wilder right there.
There is no difference between them. Anything that guy, any role that guy plays, Henry Cavill can be playing that role. So what's the real deal? Like, cut the BS. Y'all want to bankrupt DC so you can sell it off. Just come out and say it.
Eat the pre-production, bro.
Just eat the pre-production and say it. Like, what is this? The Citizen Kane of superhero movies,
bro. That's the nuttiest shit I've heard.
When Spider-Man came out the week before, you're not even ashamed.
When you put it that way, it's an inside job, bro. It's an inside job, man. I mean, I can't. But yeah, this character is cooked, bro. He's cooked.
Done.
He's cooked.
First him. Shoot, Batman somehow came out of this unscathed. Batman seems invincible.
Yeah, that's a solid brand.
What's up with that? They can get away with anything with Batman. He hasn't had a bad movie. He hasn't had a bad outing.
In the last 20 years, that's a true statement.
He never had even the Clooney movie. It's entertaining, but he hasn't had a bad outing.
It exists in that space of let's watch this so we can pick it apart and make fun of it.
Yeah. He hasn't had a bad outing. He seems impervious.
Bro, I wonder why.
It's weird. It's a fantasy. The rich guy that's human, no powers. It's just a fantasy. It's too perfect. It's too. Everybody wants to be the rich guy that gets all the girls and at night fights crime. Who doesn't want that?
The rich guy that gets all the girls that still hates it, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's a good point. Now I still don't know about the Brave and the Bold. I think they could have left that off of the slate.
It's supposed to be a show, right?
No, that's going in theaters, bro. Like, so Matt Reeves gets to do his thing, and then Brave and the Bold is still moving forward. So we're in this weird space of the Gunverse Batman and also the Matt Reeves Batman.
Y'all giving in the Gunverse.
So we're gonna potentially cut one large audience into two large audiences. There's no way I can get my wife to go see two Batman movies with two different guys playing Batman. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
There's so many characters that can go, and because to me, like, and I get it. They always say that whole thing about, oh, it's such a risk. It's such a risk. Well, y'all making bad movies is a risk,
right? Oh,
that's a bigger risk.
There you go. Facts.
It's such a risk. Oh, we can't invest in this character. It's such a risk. Everything's a risk. But you guys have been putting out risks.
Facts.
Like, you guys should be like, there should be an audit on your studio at this point. Like, why are y'all being audited at this movie being so bad?
Where's this money going here, right? Because, man, Charles, you talking some shit right now, because I'm wondering if the Batman never was released, we'd literally be talking about a decade without a single good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Man of Steel was pretty good. Would you say Man of Steel was a good movie?
It was okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was okay.
That was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
Damn.
So if the Batman never happened, I mean, it counts because it's Warner Brothers, it's DC. If that never happened, we'd be going an entire decade without a single quality superhero movie from DC or Warner Brothers.
That's wild, B. That is wild.
And you think about it, like 10 years ago, what were you doing 10 years ago?
Fuck. 2013.
Man.
2013. I just remember my boy walking out of Man of Steel.
He walked out.
He walked out. And he's like a tough guy. He's like, nah, B. And he just got up. It was the thing that did it for him is when Clyde fell out of the spaceship. Nah.
I'm out.
He walked out. He walked out. Man of Steel.
So that was 10 years ago, bro.
10 years ago. Like, and that was the thing, right? The Man of Steel thing's weird. It's like, oh, this is Superman without being perfect. But he gives a speech about his symbol to Lois in the room. It means hope. I'm like, okay, so he practiced the speech, but he can't make sure a whole city doesn't die? Like, it just uneven. It's just, that was my problem with it. It was very uneven. And Zach doesn't take the criticism to that. He refuses to acknowledge it, that it was uneven. He keeps going to this thing that, oh, he hasn't gotten, and then why is he giving a speech about a stupid symbol? Cut it out of the, I know he wanted to keep it because he's such a fanboy. He wants to keep that because there was a panel he saw in a comic and you want to make sure that you knew he read that comic. And that's the problem. He had to keep that instead of cutting it. And okay, this is a Superman that's not sure of himself. Great, let's go with that. But cut out all the shit from Alex Ross about him being stoic. He's not there yet, bro. So cut it.
Right, but how can he be stoic?
And I'm gonna stop you.
Wait, but brother, hold on. I'm with you right there. But how can he be a stoic and then kill Zod and then do the Goku Super Saiyan scream after he kills Zod? How does that line up with the character? If he was gonna snap Zod's neck, you snap Zod's neck and with a straight face. Mortal Kombat fatality.
Fatality.
And
this is who I am now.
And then you keep it moving, right?
Keep it moving.
But so why did
it was uneven?
I still want to like Man of Steel. I don't want to dissect Man of Steel.
It's beautiful. I mean, cinematographer Zack Snyder is incredible. Director Zack Snyder, not so much.
We talking some shit tonight. Let's get it.
Not so much. Cinematography, it's gorgeous. Other directors say it. How does he get his films to look like this? It's gorgeous. It's
and okay, so if we're viewing as a sci-fi film, I really like Man of Steel.
Epic, amazing. It's
like the scenes with Krypton and Russell Crowe,
amazing.
Fucking chewing scenery, bro. Yeah. Chewing that scenery like he's in his prime.
Incredible. It really is. It's like, and to see it on screen, it's like, oh, it's almost overwhelming. He's mastered, oh my god.
Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner.
Bro, how does he do it?
Like you got.
How'd you get Kevin Costner and Russell Crowe in this movie? How did you get them in this movie? Kevin Costner, bro. The Bodyguard.
Why is
Field of Dreams?
Come on, bro. Fucking like Kevin Costner could have directed Superman in the 90s.
Costner should have directed. I feel like every time someone made a suggestion, Zach would be like, "Wait a minute," and turn to a page in the comic. So you know what? Don't worry about it.
No, of course, Jonathan Kent would look like Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah.
Perfect casting.
Amazing.
Of course, Jor-El would be Russell Crowe. Perfect casting.
Incredible.
But nobody comes away from those movies thinking like, damn, Kevin Costner fucking killed it in there. Like Russell Crowe was really the MVP of Man of Steel. Him and Michael Shannon like holding that trophy.
Absolutely. They completely elevated the film higher than it should have been.
Damn, bro. I really want to like that movie, man.
I know. It's all the bones are there. Everything's there. The little messages that Zach thinks he left there are there somehow in in his world, like the Aquaman with the whale. So that's any fish I see, obviously Aquaman is involved. It's a clear indication if you see fish.
Oh shit!
Aquaman is not far. He was putting the seeds there the whole time. You just were too blind to see it.
I mean, the most egregious act to me is Henry Lennox as the Army general. That's the most egregious act right there, bro. So he was there in Man of Steel, and he wanted Kal-El put in handcuffs, right? He was there in Batman versus Superman when Superman is on trial. But in the Snyder Cut, he was there all along.
Yeah.
And the world needs Lois Lane to work for the Daily Planet.
Daddy.
Yes.
I need to go pee.
Oh man. hey, listen, Dad stuff right there. The behind the scene podcast. Listen, that's an exclusive right there. You know what I mean? That's Dad stuff right there.
Oh
man.
my God.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the youngin' right there.
Madiva, ask your mother.
Shout out to the youngin' right there, man. That's a beautiful thing right there. But but it's
better than anything out of DC.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing right there, man. That's a future king back there, man.
Oh man.
But like, that's the most egregious thing right there. So Henry Lennox was there all along as a Martian Manhunter. And he tells Lois Lane, the world needs Lois Lane to write for the Daily Planet, right?
Yeah.
But nobody reads the newspaper. I mean, who reads the newspaper? Why does the world need Lois Lane?
Oh my God. It was hold on, let me get a panel from the comics. It's in the comic, bro. You're just saying read it.
In the comic. Yo, what did Cap say in the first Avengers movie? Oh, I understood that reference.
Yeah, that's what Zach wants. The whole theater just saying I understood that.
Hey, I mean,
it's not for you, it's for the fans, Uncle Jack. God.
So with all of this being said, man, like, so Nolan was the last guy that pulled off a W. If we don't count the Batman, it goes back to Nolan then, right?
Damn, 2012?
Yep.
Woo! Damn, they dropped the ball. Yeah, they're the worst performing studio in history.
So this is my question here then, man. Now that this is an interesting convo here, right? So my question for you, brother, is how could this have been avoided? What should have been done in order, if we think back from 10 years ago, when from the very end of The Dark Knight Rises to where we are right now, what could have been avoided? What do you think could have been done to make this last 10 years not be a failure in terms of critical reception?
Shoot, I guess I'll start with what we would get rid of.
I'm just gonna hit the light here real quick, brother.
No, you're good.
Yep.
I would have let's see. So we had Man of Steel 2013. I think we had a Suicide Squad after that. 2016. And then so they would have needed to do is build up to the legacy characters through the TV shows. So what the TV shows did, which was kind of an out, but at the same time it was kind of good, was they'd be like, they would tease the Batman. They would tease Batman. Like, oh, we don't go to Gotham. Obviously you can't show it because of your whatever legal reason. But they would have done that as a build-up to these legacy characters. Superman, whatever. So you get the people that have been watching your show week to week, the 10 million people that kept your show in the top 5 shows of television. looking forward to see the legacy characters that they haven't seen for years. So you get them getting excited. So now it's an event not only to people that are not watching the show, the people that are watching the shows, and give them this thing that Marvel's doing now, that they're making freaking shows. That's it. That's all they had to do.
With decreasing quality as well, but we can get into that a little later. But yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. What show? Oh no, what show?
I haven't seen Secret Invasion yet,
but right? I'm not hearing much about it. It's
that's
not moving the needle.
That's the entire point right there. That's the whole point right there. WandaVision, when WandaVision hit,
it was nuts. So everybody was freaked out. Yep.
But yeah, keep cooking, bro. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
That was it. The shows were on. They already had Flash. The Flash started 2014, so the timing's perfect. So they already knew that these were the ratings were there already.
Yes, sir.
So tease the legacy characters. Don't show them. Don't inundate us with Superman. And who else was it from DC that was out? Was there only Superman movies between that time? Before Justice League came out?
Yep.
Wonder Woman wasn't bad.
You know what?
I actually want to have mine Wonder Woman to continue. Because as much as she's considered among Superman and Batman, she wasn't nearly as popular until that movie came out.
Yep.
So I would have not even put out a Batman or a Superman movie and just let Wonder Man and Aquaman run the show.
So you would have led. So let's get this straight here. So post Dark Knight Rises,
yep,
and post Green Lantern, which never happened.
Oh man, yeah.
You would have led off. You would have opened up this thing with Wonder Woman and Aquaman in theaters because we already got the Flash and Green Arrow on TV.
Correct. I would have and that's a good point because those characters are never really brought up. I would build up to the Batman and Superman. They're referenced all the time in those shows.
Facts.
Let them keep up with Supergirl. Let them continue to be referenced. Don't show them. Show a silhouette of them every now and then, and build up to actually revealing it. Maybe this will make you take your time with casting and know that this is the person I want to stay with for the next 10 years.
Bam.
And that's what I would have done. Still let Wonder Woman come out. Still let Aquaman come out. Those both nearly made $1 billion each. So those were solid. And they didn't make $1 billion because of the Superman and Batman movies. They made $1 billion because they were good movies.
Facts.
Aquaman is like a Fast and the Furious kind of thing they had going, spectacle. So, but it
wasn't terrible though.
It wasn't terrible. It was entertaining. And that's what they stuck to. And sometimes that's what you do. Know what you are. Stop trying to be, Othello of freaking the heck are we trying to do, man?
Okay, because that makes sense because the gap between from 2012 to 2016, that's only 4 years. So we only have, and Ben Affleck was casted as the new Batman within 2 years of The Dark Knight Rises. Like, you knew Ben Affleck was going to be Batman by, trailers for, if I remember correctly, there was a trailer for the Justice League movie and Batman versus Superman both dropped during the summer of 2015. Damn. So you were already inundated with the fact that you're going to get a new Batman following the best Batman ever to that point.
Exactly.
Whereas
and they launched him only off of The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
They literally launched the character off of a storyline they did not do well. That's wild. Like, if you think about it, that was the excitement. Because we already got Batman stories. We're plenty filled with what Nolan did. But we wanted to see him clash against Superman. That was it. Imagine launching a whole character just to see him in an arc. Crazy, bro.
An arc, and not an arc that really hasn't aged all that well either. By 2016, that arc already was, you know what I mean?
Done,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they did Batman v Superman, and Marvel dropped Civil War. Like,
and then what, right?
Yep.
No, because
There you
that's a
go.
good point. And just to interject one thing here, like Superman took the L in that movie, right?
Yeah.
That was the follow-up to the first solo Superman movie. And in the next movie, he's taking the L.
Yeah.
So what was the point in us being invested in him as a character in that solo movie in 2013 if 3 years later he's taking the L and you're doing everything to show us that Batman is superior in the Snyderverse?
Straight up.
So
straight up.
No, I'm definitely tracking with everything that you're saying there. You can still cast Henry Cavill as Superman and build up to that with Wonder Woman and Aquaman being the two to kick off the new DC extended universe.
Absolutely.
You can still do that. We can still even get to what we got to with Batman vs Superman if that's your twist.
Right.
If that's really what you want to do here. But we at least need to establish a baseline for saying that we're doing something different and still incorporate what's going on TV.
Absolutely. That's where they missed out. That's where they missed out entirely. And those are the two top performing movies from that slate anyway. So stick to it.
So what does that say? What does that actually say then, right? If those are the top performing movies out of that whole Snyderverse enterprise, what does that say about the movie going audience and the people who are interested in what they're doing, right?
They want something different.
Bingo, right? So my next question is this here then. If it all starts with the television CW universe, are we building up to a Green Lantern live action, or my bad, Green Arrow live action movie or a Flash live action movie? Or are we just going to keep those characters? All right, cool. We're going to let them keep doing their TV shows, but they're going to pop up in the Justice League. These are Justice League members who are on television.
Yeah. I like that. I kind of like what the Defenders did. So I think that would have worked, that it's like, because Green Arrow and Batman is tough to do, right? Because it's very similar. But as members of the Justice League, and having them be there for whenever there's some kind of cataclysmic event, for maybe we're bringing in Superman definitely now, and they have like a Justice League, that could have worked. That could have worked really well. And then like a Defenders kind of style. I think that sounds dope as hell, actually.
And then you don't even have to recast the Flash.
Don't even have to recast the Flash.
Because you already got a TV show. The promise of the guy on the TV show going through different multiverses, popping up in a movie as the same character who's in a TV show makes too much sense, man.
It makes amazing. It's for something that's supposed to be a multiverse, which is like basically everything. Like it makes you think everything in some way is connected. They don't feel like they're connected at all.
And you only need, and the thing is, you only need one guy to make that a possibility, right?
Yep. You just need one person to fix that. He was right there on TV. 10 years. 10 years of a top 3 show on TV for 10 years.
Okay.
Competing with HBO.
So my next question then is, would you, and again, I like what you said earlier. It's a risk by making a bad movie, right? Yeah. So how do you feel about a future timeline with Terry McGinnis and whoever they casted as Batman being Old Man Bruce?
I still like that idea. I like that idea before. I say I'd like to see that more than Brave and the Bold or whatever the hell they got going on.
Facts.
I say between that, I don't know if you hear fireworks on my end.
Oh yeah, bro. Listen,
I hear it.
Man. Oh yeah, I hear it. But fuck it, man. Whatever. I mean, that's a celebration. That's a celebration of the behind the scenes podcast.
All right. I still like that idea. I think that would be really dope. Put Denis Villeneuve on it. That'd be wild, bro. Put that motherfucker on it.
Right.
I still like that.
Because what if you got Batman Beyond and casted Terry McGinnis and you saw old man Bruce before you saw young man Bruce? What if you got that first? What if Batman Beyond was telling the story of how shit went wrong in that version of Earth, right? And then
you just did.
Right? Batman Beyond is telling the story of why you need Terry McGinnis in the first place. Mm-hmm. Superman is still there with gray hairs and the spit curl, and it's telling the story of how we
don't even give it to him. Don't even do that. Don't stop giving that. They don't deserve Uncle Jack. I don't even want to put this on because that's a damn good idea, and they don't deserve it. I want to see them. I want them to think. Nah, don't even do it.
Well, I'm just saying, if
Snyder don't even give it to him, bro. Because that's brilliant.
If Snyder and the Snyder Army was all about their dark dystopian kind of whatever, right? Why can't you do Batman Beyond and just have the Omega symbol burned somewhere in that version of Earth, right? And you're telling like why do we need Terry McGinnis? What did Batman do to where he's no longer able to be Batman?
That's okay. Fine.
We got Batman Beyond. Bruce Wayne is right there. We got a whole movie establishing Terry McGinnis as a hero. But then later on, you get the promise and a flashback in a post-credit scene of Bruce Wayne in his prime and him and Superman really getting ready to catch the fate.
I love that. That would have been fire.
And then you get a whole Batman movie set in present time with him in Gotham, and it ends with, oh shit, something's going down in Metropolis right now.
That's fire.
If we're really gonna do this edgelord dark, you know what I mean? If we're really gonna do some shit different from what the guys across the street are doing, why not do that?
That's what you should have done. That's what they should have done.
And I mean, look, if we're and I mean, hey, that's mystery box.
Oh, I know, JJ. Put them lens flares in there. I know that's what you want. I know that's what you want. That's brilliant. They don't even deserve that. I love that, Terry. So we already built up a table. Oh, what the fuck happened to this guy? Like, what? The whole thing's like, what happened? And then they do a movie in that time period. And enough time has gone by that you're not tired of seeing Batman. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
They don't. But you see, we just fantasy booked 10 years.
You just fixed the DCU.
10 years worth of shit that's so much different from what the MCU did during the last decade to where they could actually survive off of that, bro.
Yeah.
But it makes so much sense
Perfect.
That it didn't happen. You could have Barry Allen. You could even, if you even want to reward the TV watching audience, Barry Allen, Grant Gustin could have popped up in Batman.
Bro, and the fact that the Barry Allen situation is, even when they casted Ezra Miller, I'm like, why not make him Wally? Like, do something like, give yourself a chance.
Grant Gustin could have
give yourself a chance not to mess this up. Like, I just stand, I'm like, give yourself a shot, bro. Like, just give yourself a chance.
Look, the wrong guys were wearing the suits, man. They had the wrong guys wearing the suits.
They always are, bro. Oh.
Like, we just fantasy booked 10 years worth of.
I love yours. I love yours way more.
Cause that's
brilliant.
Within that context of what it is we just did there, everything can fit in.
Absolutely.
You could fit everything in there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many possibilities in there to where you could do whatever the fuck you wanted to do right there. I don't think Batman, by the time we get Batman Beyond in any form of media, it's already going to be too late, man.
Oh, you didn't hear that Michael Keaton was supposed to lead to a Batman Beyond movie? You didn't hear that's what's going on? I ain't coming to see your movie, bro.
Nah, that's not going to work for me, brother. That's not going to work for me, brother.
Right here, that was the whole plan. That was the plan. Michael Keaton's going to launch a Batman Beyond movie. Come on.
Oh, man. All right, my bad, brother. We got comments in here. My bad.
Shit.
My bad. Damn. We Hey, shout out to the Midnight Brownies. Big shout outs to the Midnight Brownies, man. Subscribe to their channel here.
Absolutely.
All right, we got D Smith in the comments here. Says, yo, D Smith says missed opportunity. I'm telling you, bro, huge missed opportunity. Midnight Brownie says Terry could be dope.
That would have been amazing.
Especially if they still hit us up. Oh man, the Batman
with the TV character
in the
I remember.
Oh my man, hey, he was hitting the shuffle, bro. Hey, he was in there hitting the shuffle. hey, but listen, outside of that nightclub, oh my God, it was bad for them. But he was in there getting. He was in there hitting the shuffle. Oh man.
Oh bro.
Listen, Batman becomes crippled. Yes, because Superman crippled him.
Perfect.
Superman crippled him.
That would have been perfect. Mystery
box. Yeah, man.
JJ and the lens flares.
Absolutely. So many lens flares. And
Director on deck.
Wally.
Someone get my lens flares.
Character assassination on the lens flares.
I love Wally West. Hey man.
Like, nah, real shit. That makes too much sense, bro.
Yeah.
That makes too much sense. Like, by the time whenever Batman Beyond happens, I'm gonna wish it never happened.
Yeah, they're gonna mess it up. I don't. And I try to think. I'm like, dude, like, because on paper, you know that, like, I don't know if you ever did track in school or like any kind of athletics. There's a guy that's on paper that he's supposed to clean it. He's supposed to clean house.
Right.
There's the other guy that just, like, you don't know. And that guy just keeps winning. But the guy on paper just can't get his shit together.
Right.
That DC are those guys on paper. DC are those guys on paper. They are the worst studio in history.
Like, man. So how does the thing that this is the other thing I kind of wonder about though, right? Do you think that Black Adam was a power play? Okay,
from The Rock, right?
Yep. Was that a power play?
You know what's funny about the Black Adam situation? I think even though it was horrible, Terry was my boy. He got to do well.
Hey, listen, Midnights. If you want to pull up, I'll put the link up if y'all want to pull up, man. Yeah.
I think even with the movie being bad, I think what they lost in the way they handle it was way worse.
Okay, elaborate.
I would have taken the bad Black Adam movie if you guys could get in behind closed doors and talk to The Rock and tell him to cameo in Shazam. Do what he would have done it. He's one guy. Don't we're not gonna act like The Rock went over there and grabbed everyone's balls collectively and just said, nah, I'm not doing, like, get in there with him, get what he wants to show that this isn't a way. You guys, that character is dead.
Right.
And as you killed that character, you killed Shazam.
Right.
Because there's no rival.
Right.
That you killed his rival, you killed his nemesis. So the way they handle it, where they just kind of like, nah, oh, fuck The Rock, fuck Henry, I'm gunning it. You know, the way they handled that, they completely cut off like hope.
All right, shout out to the Midnight. Hey, listen, fight the good fight. Terry for president. Hashtag Terry for president. McGinnis 2024. No, but keep cooking, brother, because I'm
100% that. With the bad Black Adam, a bad first movie can be fixed, right?
Right.
You have the whole character now with everybody wanting that casting choice. Use it. You could have milked it. Sure, okay, give him his first movie. It was great. Okay, and talk to him behind closed doors. Oh, this wasn't great. But let's do this so we can get another sequel going.
Right.
Was it really that bad that y'all couldn't like hash it out?
Right.
So he could be in the Shazam movie.
Right.
So he could be something else. So he can punch Superman in the face. Y'all couldn't hash that out.
Right, like it couldn't, because I mean there was an unofficial Superman cameo in the first Shazam, so it could be a triple threat match, to borrow a wrestling term. It could have been a triple threat match between
Seriously.
Shazam, Superman, and
all the super. Who wouldn't pay to see that?
Right. So, and if ego was really an issue, I mean, The Rock just cameoed at the end of Fast X. So it really would. Could it have been a stretch for him to pop up in another Shazam movie, considering that he was an executive producer? Oh, they cut him out.
Gunn cut him out. Gunn got rid of him.
That's what the That's what the sit down was about. Okay.
They cut him out.
Okay. Midnight Brownie said Black Adam was trash, and
I believe it.
I agree. I agree with you.
See it. I believe you. 100%.
No, I saw it. I watched it. I agree with you. Y'all are cooking. That's a fact. But I mean, the thing that I'll say though, so Charles, what you saying is that you don't think that Black Adam was a power play on the part of Dwayne Johnson.
I mean, it could have been. He could have tried, but it's DC. Like,
right?
We can choose what movies to put you in.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
So yeah, then he come in there swinging, and saying like, "Oh, you're gonna give me this." Be the bigger people that have been doing the movies for 30 some years, and be like, "Okay, sure, why don't you try that?" So we don't lose that goddamn character.
Right.
That character is lost. You can't jack with him. It's gonna be a bad taste in anyone's mouth.
All right, D. Smith might pull up a little later. All right, bet. No,
it just wasn't worth what they lost.
I agree.
To be like, oh, we're DC. You're done.
Because the thing is, now you fucked over 3 different actors with 3 different characters now. Shazam, dead. Yeah. Black Adam, dead.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is Superman, dead.
Yep. Oh no, we can get another Cavill. Don't worry. We'll Yeah, we'll just recast them.
We'll get Baby Cave.
The worst studio. The worst studio. Yeah, I thought that was very poorly handled. I'm like, okay, great. You're cleaning house. Great. Relax. Y'all still got like movies you can do. What you gonna do? Like now you're gonna just. If Gunn was gonna do that, I was about it. If he was not gonna go legacy at all, and just go Mr. Terrific, Peacemaker, all those the little people in Suicide Squad, and you wanted to do something, go nuts, go for it. And then I'm gonna do Superman Legacy.
Why?
This movie that came out like 2 years ago with Cavill. He was just Superman.
Right. And there's already a Superman on television right now. That's
killing, by the way. Superman and Lois is phenomenal. They actually cracked the code and stopped focusing on Superman and focus more around them. They cracked it. So now you're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again.
And just pretend that there's no TV show.
Pretend there's no TV show.
That costs millions of dollars.
They've gutted everything else, but they decided because the viewers are here, they're gonna keep it on. But no, nothing's happening over there.
Hurry up and sell. I mean, look, our catchphrase is hashtag don't sell it. The new catchphrase is going to be hashtag just sell it.
Just sell it, man.
All right, what we got from the Midnights? They can come back. They can all come back in Fast and Furious. Dom will adopt them.
The DC reject crew.
Hey, listen, Midnights, who's on the grill? You going to put Black Adam on the grill? Who we gonna put on the grill, man? We gotta put Cyborg on the grill, man. He's gonna grill up.
Oh, don't even get me started on Cyborg.
Cyborg is gonna grill up the ribs with his laser eye.
Wow, what a mess! They could have had a dope Cyborg movie. They could have done Wonder Woman. They could have done Cyborg. They could have done Aquaman.
Listen, brother, if Ant-Man could get a 10-year run, right?
I didn't want to even think of it like that.
Listen, brother.
And counting.
Bro, Ant-Man got a 10-year run, bro.
And counting, because they don't know how to close the goddamn trilogy. Idiots.
From Ant-Man 1, right? Civil War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Endgame, and then Quantumania. If Ant-Man can get a 10-year run, how did we fuck this up that badly, bro?
Yeah. Seriously, man.
Right? So, I mean, listen, I got questions, but I enjoy. Like, is it better to not get an answer to the questions?
I don't think they have an answer. I'll put money on it. I don't think they've been performing badly the past 10 years. I think whatever they're smoking over there at DC Studios is in the vents. Because I remember when the Shazam dropped, The Rock, I forgot the movie. Black Adam. When Black Adam dropped, The Rock acknowledged that it crashed. He was like, oh, Captain America 1 did this. Who cares? You're talking about 2014, bro. Captain America 1 did this. I'm like, someone take The Rock's Twitter away. This man is killing himself.
Oh, no. Hey, listen, he bent the knee. You remember, hey, look, I'll give him credit. He bent the knee to Wakanda Forever. He bent the knee. I respect that.
Yeah.
When he admitted defeat to Wakanda Forever when that dropped. He bent the knee, bro. He didn't have a choice, right?
No, nope.
But again, like so in your opinion, that was not a power play.
He tried. It just didn't work. So I don't know. I would say he tried. I believe it. He's very like me. So he tried. But I think you could work business. You work with shit like that. Everyone power plays. Tom Cruise owns Mission Impossible now.
Oh yeah,
he owns it. It's basically his.
Mean, listen. There's a whole wing of Paramount Studios dedicated to Tom Cruise.
I believe it. Straight up.
Yeah.
He has a Top Gun aisle. He has a Mission Impossible aisle.
Bend the knee.
Shoot.
Hashtag bend the knee. Yep. Bend the knee. And Mission Impossible, don't get it twisted. Mission Impossible is going to do some numbers. Oppenheimer is in trouble. Nolan is in trouble.
That's going to be a fight. That's going to be a fight. It's literally actor versus director. It's actor versus director.
And I mean, listen. The fact that they marketed that as part 1 of a 2-part series, Nolan is in trouble. He's in trouble, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, look, I think Oppenheimer is gonna be a great film, Absolutely. But they should have waited until October, November.
I think that would have fit better.
I mean,
he ain't afraid of no ghost though.
No, he ain't. He ain't afraid.
He ain't afraid of no ghost.
But I mean,
sir, Mission Impossible comes out that weekend. Did they shoot on film or is it a? Did they shoot on film or is it a digital camera? Leave the dates.
Who's the director? Such and such. Never heard of him. Nope. This is my date.
What is he wearing?
Never heard.
Not a suit. Not my problem.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, they gave Denis November for Doom Part 2. All right, I respect him. Yeah. July, we're doing it.
We're doing July. Yep.
But you're right, bro. Like, I mean, if it would have worked, if Black Adam was a success, do you think things could have been different right now?
I think it'll be entertaining. I don't think the films will be good.
Okay.
I think Rock was probably trying to get in a Tony Stark position for the DCEU, which that's the moneymaker.
And if he was going to do that, he should have did that 10 years ago.
They should have done that 10 years ago. If he would have pulled it off, I don't think the movies would be great, but I think it'll be entertaining as fuck to watch.
So, with where we're going here and what we just fantasy booked, there would have been no room for a Black Adam. There's no room for it.
Well, I guess I wouldn't have wanted a solo Black Adam. I would take a Black Adam that cameoed in a Shazam film or in a Wonder Woman film to build up to it. I don't want to have one in a solo set Black Adam, but he could have fit. They could have made it fit. It was still different. It was different enough to fit. We don't have a bunch of Black Adam actors running around, so I wouldn't want a solo outing. I definitely want a cameo.
I agree, because that character doesn't got the juice, man.
He's thin. The story's thin.
Doesn't got the juice. And with that, I mean, yeah, like nobody cares about Hawkman. Nobody cares about Dr. Fate.
They look amazing.
They did. Yeah. The Atom. Was Atom Man?
Yeah, Atom Man.
He looked like Deadpool, but had the powers of an Ant-Man.
Yeah. It was weird.
I'm not excited, bro.
No, not at all. The other ones, I don't even remember their names. They were completely unnecessary.
I mean, for me, this is inside baseball right here. But the biggest moment of Black Adam was when the reveal of Black Adam's son was the same actor who plays The Rock on Young Rock. I'm keeping it all the way. God. And that was the.
Oh, wait a minute! He's from Young Rock.
Yeah,
that was it. That's the highlight.
So, like, on that end of it, you tip your cap to The Rock, because it's like you really trying to put your man on right now. You're really making an effort to bring him under the wing and like put him in a certain position or whatever. That was it.
Yeah. That's dope.
That was it. And I mean, I've never seen an episode of Young Rock. I've only seen the clips on YouTube. Seen the clips on YouTube, but it was like, okay, I know I seen this guy somewhere before.
That's crazy.
I mean, so with all that being said, like, is it safe to say that, okay, have you seen Peacemaker?
I've not. I had to watch. I finished Godfather, so I'm caught up on that.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot of shit to watch, bro.
I do, bro. I don't think I'm going to watch that witch show. I just haven't gone into watching it. There's that other show, Interpolation. I'm probably going to stop watching that. Then Black Mirror showed up. I had to see how that was looking compared to Death Right. How am I supposed to do this?
I mean, look, Peacemaker ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'll watch Peacemaker because it's good. So I'll watch Peacemaker.
But, okay, so you saw The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. Correct. Now, what were your thoughts on that? What were your thoughts on that one?
It was good. It was darker Guardians. Heartfelt. Everyone's kind of broken, and they come together and make a family. It's his recipe. It's
genuinely funny too, right?
Genuinely funny, very funny.
So the thing that I was wondering about that was, because I went to see it in theaters when it dropped. I got a good kick out of it. John Cena bodied the role of Peacemaker. Like, I'm glad that Batista turned that role down. That was smart for him to turn that down.
Yeah.
But like, I watched the Peacemaker TV show, and it was pretty good TV. Even though it was a derivative of Slither, which was like, you remember Slither? That was James Gunn's first motion picture. It was a derivative of a Slither, all the way down to like, what was it called? Operation Butterfly was the name of like the key storyline in there, and it was a derivative of Slither. We'll say that.
Okay.
But with Peacemaker being the breakout character of the Suicide Squad, and then getting a direct follow-up to that film on HBO Max, right when HBO Max popped off in 2022. It just makes me wonder, like, I don't know if we're ever going to see Peacemaker again. I'm sure they'll get a season
because of everything else.
I mean, and James Gunn wrote and directed every episode of that show. So he was a busy guy, right? But the thing that I'm wondering here is, if he's doing that and then doing Superman and then supervising everything else, at what point do the cracks start to show a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And again, what's his wheelhouse? You say his wheelhouse is that oddball ensemble kind of thing, right?
Yeah, which is interesting because I haven't seen Peacemaker. Is that an ensemble cast?
To a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
I mean, you got John Cena, you got shit. You got damn man, my memory is escaping me here. You got his wife casted in there. You have some other characters. You got Robert Patrick playing his father. You got Viola Davis making a cameo in there as well. In a way, that's a light. It's almost like a light ensemble, but for all intents and purposes, Peacemaker is Deadpool.
I imagine. Okay.
So
I don't know how he's supposed to do this. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't see it at all. And maybe if I see Peacemaker, I'll have a better idea. I don't think he can make a Superman film. There's no bit of me that thinks he can do it. I feel like I feel like he's going to be like, psych, I'm not directing. Like, because I don't see it. Okay. It's an uplifting character. And he said he just wrote the script, and it's something. And I feel like it's a passion of his. You know, one of those things you want to knock off. And maybe he'll surprise me, but I don't see it. There's nothing I see that says he can pull this off. That he can. What? He does heartfelt with broken people very well. Like,
how do you do that with a guy that's unbreakable?
He's unbreakable. He's perfect. He came perfect. Like the whole concept is God on earth, and you deal with like people from the gutter. That's like your thing. Like they're from the gutter, and this guy's the God on earth. It's like I just don't see it. I just don't see it, especially since those films. They're good films, but Guardians, all three, and Suicide Squad all follow a formula.
Yep.
They all follow a formula.
Yep.
First act, something crazy, introduces you to this ensemble piece. They split up, and they realize family brings them back together, and they tackle whatever problem they're tackling. It's a formula. It's a beautiful formula. I'll never take it away, but it is formulaic. Especially you watched the Guardians 3, right?
Yes, sir.
They teased us with some deaths. I'm like, there you go, James. Go ahead. Killed nobody.
And that might have. And I think that came from up top.
Nah, man, you can't do that. Nah.
I think it came from up top.
They gotta go. They gotta go. But I don't see it, especially after the casting.
So this is the next question that I got for you here, then, right? I would, and I mean, look.
All right.
With all of that being said, I'm more optimistic about that than whatever JJ would have cooked up.
With Superman?
Yeah.
That's his wheelhouse. You would have gotten a bunch of lens flares. You would have gotten a box in the basement that you never see.
With the
That's his wheelhouse.
And how many shots of him standing on top of the Daily Planet from different angles?
There were so many shots of the Daily Planet
from different angles,
bro.
With the cape,
the
cape blowing in the wind.
If you're not gonna do anything to reinvigorate Superman, don't fuck it up. You call J.J. Abrams.
Right. So okay. So what you're saying?
Force Awakens. It would have been Superman Awakens. That's it. So
this would have been kind of JJ's tribute to the Richard Donner.
Richard Donner. And they would have gone to watch it. It would have done $1 billion. Come on, y'all need to stop with the JJ. The man delivers. The man delivers.
We need to stop with the JJ slander. We need to stop with the slander.
I don't know if I can say something that's crazy, but
what's up? Let's get it.
The information we have now, I would take a JJ Superman over a gun.
Just based off of what you know
based
about
off
JJ.
What we have now, I would take a JJ Superman over a gun.
That hurts. I
know, but I don't know what he's gonna do. And he casted the same guys. JJ could have at least made them kids or some shit like Super 8. Like, goddamn. They got a friend that wants to make movies like Spielberg, and he's filming his friend being a superhero.
Oh, that was.
He would have been. He would have been like he would. He looks like he's been wanting to make a Superman.
Yes, and it
looks the
but
part.
like, and it took. I think it took balls on the part of like Warner Media to say, "Nah, JJ, not for you, not for you, brother, not for
That's
you."
Crazy. I just
They
don't know
let
what
this.
it looks like. Whatever it does, I will say, whatever happens to Superman, it's going to completely change the trajectory of Gunn's career. It's going to completely change it. It's going to completely change it. If it does well, it'll completely change it. If it bombs, it'll completely change it. It's going to completely change it.
Yeah, man, because it's not. I mean, it's not off to a. It's not looking promising, man.
No, man. I was so disappointed in the cast. I'm like, oh, it's the same dude.
It's
the
not.
Same dude.
I don't know who that guy is, man.
Oh, no, my Superman's going to be younger. Oh. And I love Lois Lane, Miss Maisel.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I can get the fast-talking reporter, more like Lois from animated series.
Yeah.
I love that. I've missed wanting to see that because we haven't gotten that live action. But him?
Nah.
Unless the twist is he doesn't become Superman and is Lois, he looks like freaking...
He looks like Henry.
Boring as hell. Boring as hell.
He looks like Henry Cable's little brother.
Yeah.
So why did you cast little brother?
Why?
If you weren't gonna cast, and it's crazy, bro, because like I feel bad. I'm not gonna say I feel bad, but like, okay, The Witcher season 3 just hit Netflix, right?
Okay, and they replaced him too, right?
No, I thought they replaced him, but it's only 5 episodes with Henry Cable. So it's like, so
Hell? I thought they recasted him.
Right, that's what I thought too. But it's 5 episodes with him playing Geralt, which he bodied. He was great on The Witcher. But it makes you wonder, like, okay, did he leave that show because he thought that he was going to come back with the S on his chest?
Damn. So is Gerald no longer, after the 5, he's not in it?
I haven't seen it yet, but no, like he, for all intents, I'm pretty sure he got recasted, but Netflix probably was like, all right, we got 5 episodes with you. We're going to let you rock out, send you off, and then whenever we come back, it'll be somebody else. So he got fucked twice.
Oh my God.
Because like him as the Witcher was the bounce back from him as Superman.
Yep. Damn.
Hey, you want to talk about getting jerked?
He got jerked real bad.
So, I mean, I think we fantasy booked it a lot better than
Absolutely.
You know. So the other thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about here, bro. In this year of 2023, I don't know. I mean, even going into last year, we had a couple shows like wrap up. We had This Is Us wrap up in 2022.
Yep.
This year we had Snowfall wrap up. Succession on HBO also wrapped up this year.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple other shows that are set to probably wrap up. I think Yellowstone final season is going to be this year as well. I want to get your take on this here, man. In TV, The Walking Dead ended last year as well.
Man.
In television, because I started watching Game of Thrones again for whatever reason. I want to get your take on this here, Charles. How do you feel things should end? Should you get a definitive ending when it comes to telling a story? Or depending on the way things are leading up, is it better to leave the door open for things to continue? When you watch program, television, movies, or whatever, and you've invested however much time you've invested, do you prefer a definitive ending or some kind of way to justify things continuing on? And before you answer that, the other thing I want to ask you here, Charles, is how many times do you think they got it right as far as sticking the landing for something ending the way that it rewards the viewer for ending?
That's perfect. So I think
Midnight Brownie
of both
said, wrap it up.
I think it's a balance of those two things, though. Like where it's definitive to the viewers, but they won't be mad at if something came back, right?
Okay.
But you should know when you overstayed your welcome,
Okay.
right? So like, which is what the issue really is. Breaking Bad, I think they stuck the landing. Wow, it's a short list.
It is, right? It's a lot shorter.
I think Battlestar stuck the landing. I haven't finished This Is Us, but I'm pretty sure they stuck the landing.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
I'm pretty
This
sure.
Is Us.
I mean, they've been building up to it for 4 freaking seasons.
I think This Is Us was very underrated.
Absolutely. Damn, that's so crazy that ended. It's like it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Right. Like that should have been a bigger thing than what it was.
What happened? Do you know what? Do you remember what happened? Because it was buzzing.
Yeah.
Like, and then like,
I
feel like there was a moment where it happened in the show.
Okay, what do you think?
It's controversial.
Which moment, bro?
I think the tides changed when the daughter when the daughter I think she was dating I'm trying to remember if she was dating. I think she was either a lesbian or she was dating a lesbian.
Oh, you're talking about Randall's oldest daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it switched from like daily family show to like soap opera after that.
Yep. Midnight Brownies killing me with cliffhangers and sequel.
Multi-part jump is making me race stuff. That's right.
Hey, listen, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
It's true.
Stay tuned. Right. We're going to get into that.
Right.
But
true.
But I get what you're saying in that This Is Us went from kind of telling a multi-generational family story to contemporary.
It changed. There was something. It was weird because the writing's good, so it was subtle,
right?
But like I could tell that like the thing where basically families were getting in the living room to watch This Is Us, that kind of changed.
Yep,
I could tell it changed.
And that part of the story never got revisited later on.
Wow. So they noticed. That's crazy. Because I'm like, something's going on. It used to be, This Is Us is dropping tonight.
Yep.
YouTube ad, trending on Twitter.
Listen.
It was like everything was stopping, even when there were popular movies out.
Yep.
This Is Us is on tonight.
But NBC,
something switched.
NBC did NBC aired an episode of This Is Us after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the episode where Jack died. Like, they knew what they were doing with that show, bro.
Holy shit.
So,
yeah, because it was up there. It was top 4.
Yeah.
It was This Is Us was beating The Flash. Right.
There was a certain point where it went from being a great story to just being like TV. Now we're doing television things instead of just telling a story.
What you've been doing.
Right.
Man.
It was still, they still pulled it off in the end. It was still a great ending. But even with my biggest gripes with how This Is Us ended was towards the end of it. It was just like, okay, this is nobody would actually say this. Oh shit. Whoa.
Yo. What's up? Behind the scene podcast.
Let's get it.
What's going on, y'all?
Look, hey, we cooking this topic right now.
Oh shoot, what are we doing?
Listen, big shout outs to the director, the diversity director. Hashtag
Checks all the boxes, y'all.
Hashtag in the Royce 5'9" voice. We checking boxes right now. we checking boxes right now. Live. Man. Hey, what's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Busy, man. Busy, dude. It's been a hectic past 2-3 months. But it's all good, man. It's a blessing, man. Stay busy.
Hey,
it's
man.
A blessing, man.
Hey, I dig it, man. I dig it, brother. I dig it.
What y'all into, man? It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, man.
Listen, right now we're talking about how things end right now, right?
Okay.
So the convo that we were having is, and I mean, the Midnight Brownies been in the chat holding us down as well, man.
Shout out to Midnight Brownies.
Shout out to the Midnight Brownies.
So Brownies.
So we talking about kind of how things end right now, right?
Okay.
The question that I was asking, and we talking about This Is Us as well, but the question that we were kind of asking is, like, when things end, do you prefer to have a definitive ending or an ending that kind of leaves the door open for future storylines? And you know, we use This Is Us as an example because that's something that had a definitive ending, but leading up to that definitive ending, they kind of stumble a little bit leading up to it.
Dude, as a screenwriter, a definitive ending. As a producer, all doors open for sequels, prequels,
get that money,
video games, spin-offs,
t-shirts,
lunchboxes. Yeah, man. I prefer definitive endings. I feel like especially when you write something with an intention, you have to write your ending first. Okay. Otherwise, your story goes every which way. That's what I've been taught so far. So I like an ending. I like a proper ending. And if you leave some doors, it better be subtle. It better be like, it doesn't make or break the story. It's just something like, oh, like they never did handle that per se, right? Yep. Like I doubt George Lucas had plans to make a movie about the Death Star plans being stolen. Like that's 3 sentences, right? 3 lines of dialogue made a 2-hour and some plus change movie. Stuff like that. That's fine, you know, but
because it rhymes. It rhymes.
Okay.
So that'd be my answer, man.
So with that being said, then, so Charles, you said that Battlestar kind of wrapped it up in a tight bow, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, 6 Feet Under was a nut-ass TV show.
6 Feet Under. Yeah.
That was a nut-ass TV show that my mom watched. But people to this day say that that's probably the greatest way to end a TV show. To this day, the black screen is haunting David Chase with how he ended The Sopranos, right?
Yep.
Still.
All right. Remember back in the day, you could get a solid middle beginning. All right, there you go. And it'd be about an hour and a half. Listen.
It's true.
Hey,
it's true.
Look, hey, Midnight Brownies, get us a time machine and let's go back in time, please. Let's go back in time to when
those were the days, man.
To when Gladiator was just a great movie on its own, right?
Gladiator.
So this is what I want to say here, though, right? When things end, is it easier to start a story than it is to end the story? Like, I didn't mind the way Snowfall ended, right? You've seen the spoilers online. I didn't mind the way that ended. Game of Thrones is arguably top 3 most controversial final seasons of any TV show ever, right?
Lost is there.
Oh yeah, Lost is like
Lost. That mystery box.
The mystery box.
Right? So how do we do it, bro? Like let's talk about this. How do we end the story? How do we do that?
I think it's what Dion was just talking about, ending it. Having your ending first when you're making your story. Like I know how when I'm writing, like I have an end, and then I kind of start ranking my twists because I like the twist to build. So that twist is too big for this part. I need to move that. So like I start moving stuff to like towards the end of it, depending on what twist makes more sense. One twist I really like in Superman and Lois is the first season. I wish they kept it because there was a reveal that the bad guy in the first season is like basically Zod. He's like a cousin of Kal-El. How many times did we get that? We've gotten that all the time. But that was the big twist of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a middle twist or a lighter twist where John Henry, they never say his name throughout the series, but his tech keeps calling him Mr. Luthor. So you're like, oh shit, they made Luthor black in this.
What?
This man is running like you're thinking that, and then he's trying to kill Superman. That makes sense. Luthor's trying to kill Superman.
Right.
And then you realize that, oh, it's not, he just stole the tech. He's not Luthor. And they see him on that Earth because he's from a different Earth. And he's like, oh, what's this guy? Oh, he's dead. He's dead on the Earth. His name's John Henry. You're like, oh, shit. Steel.
Steel's back, baby.
So that was a bigger twist to me.
Mm.
Than the cousin of Kal-El shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like for TV writing, it's harder to start because you need to get that pop. You need to get that people interested in invested in your characters and your storyline. So, once you get the popcorn, once it's rolling, you got that popcorn going, all you got to do is you don't even really need to land the plane. At the end of the day, they won, right? They can end it any way they want to. They already got the bag. The money is in the bag already, right?
But
so
that's the JJ effect right there. That's the
JJ effect.
But look, am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that that's bullshit though?
I think it is. No, I don't think it's. I think it's wrong. I think it's a dirty way to play the game.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Right.
What do you do, Charles, if they say, hey, we want 4 more graphic novels of O Kingdom Come?
4
You
more?
only plan 4 more. You only plan up to go to 3.
Yep.
Well, money. One. Big money for me to go. But funny enough,
we got an exclusive?
I don't know if I can.
Or you don't want or you can't get into that right now.
Okay. It's a verbal NDA. We got it.
There you go. Hey, look. Good. Listen, man. All I want is a t-shirt.
A t-shirt. No cease and desist, please, in the mailbox.
I kind of already am doing that, if that makes sense. Like
I dig it. I dig it.
It's I'm kind of doing that from what you're asking, what you just asked me has been asked. So that's what I'm kind of doing.
So,
but I know what you mean. That like, okay, so you expected something to end, and then a studio says, "Hey, man, let's keep this train going.
Mm-hmm.
Get creative. There's other characters. There's other parts of your world. You have full time." When they ask for those things, they're not saying, "Oh, we want to continuing from here." Go dive deeper into the lore. Like, there's plenty of things to do. Go, Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the creative power to make it still good. Somebody definitely said we want 5 more seasons of Breaking Bad, and they got Better Call Saul instead.
So there's one thing I want to say about that though. I think there's only one Vince Gilligan.
Absolutely.
There's only one.
True.
There's only one guy that's in the room with Vince Gilligan that has the ability to tell a story peripheral to arguably one of the greatest stories ever told.
Yep.
You mentioned something earlier, Charles, in that the bad movie is the gamble that you're taking. I respect the gamble being taken. One of the biggest examples of what it is that we're talking about right there is with The Walking Dead currently as an IP, right?
Yep.
So Fear the Walking Dead is in season 8 right now, bro.
Oh, boy.
The final we're in the last leg of season 8 of Fear the Walking Dead right now. The Walking Dead as a main series ended last year. The Walking Dead Dead City, as of this recording, was the highest rated drama cable television premiere of all of 2023, bro.
Oh my God.
I watched episode 1 and it wasn't that bad, right? So there is something to be said in milking an IP. There's no definitive ending to The Walking Dead, there was just a definitive ending to that particular part of the story.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Mhm.
How do you not? I mean, fuck. Like The Boys, didn't they get approved for a spinoff?
Yeah, some college series that I think they delayed for a little bit, trying to fix some things up. But
Are y'all gonna watch it?
if it's good, I might check it out. I'm not a day. I'll if it's good, episode 1, I'll check it out. If not,
Okay,
it's a pass. Interest is mid. It's mid.
Okay.
They gotta get Homeland in there for a couple cameos. They gotta put some cameos in there for sure.
They're
That's
gonna
part of
have
what
to
they're
have a
doing.
fight.
right.
Yeah.
But like, what is the end of? I don't know. I'm more interested in how things end now at this point, man. I want to know if they can stick the landing.
Right.
So
right.
like, and we'll use The Walking Dead as an example. So
Mhm.
what Robert Kirkman did with that genre and the little tweaks he made to the virus, everybody getting it, those big things that completely transformed the show. If you're going to do another show, you need another thing like that. You can't still go off that original tool you used to reinvigorate this genre, because then it's derivative. Because The Walking Dead could have been derivative without those things. So when you make another show within that world and you didn't change anything up, what's happening now? Is the oxygen running out? Like, what's the threat? Y'all been walking from the same dead people for a decade, straight up. So what are you going to do to reinvigorate the genre now besides, Maggie and Negan might bone? Like, I need something more than that.
That's the mid-season finale right there.
Baby? Are they fucking now?
That's the mid-season finale right there, yo.
Is there some necrophilia going on? Have they done that yet? Are people fucking the zombies?
No.
They should have been.
No, I think that's Zack Snyder's territory.
You're welcome, Robert. You're welcome, Robert Kirkman.
No, I mean,
smack the zombies.
The new twist I think in the TV Walking Dead universe is that the dead are evolving now. They're evolving. They're able to do more. By this point, they're able to run. They're able to open
doors and shit.
They're able to open doors. They're able to They're able to open doors. They're able to climb over fences. They're able to do. The virus is evolving 10 years later.
Okay. Yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
That's like
hashtag not enough.
Not enough. My favorite zombie outside of that twist of The Walking Dead is what this Korean movie did, Train to Busan.
Train to Busan.
Fire. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been so engaged in a zombie film, and like the actual people using their brain to try and get out of it. They were running, they're climbing shit, they're breaking through shit. So it would have to be like on that kind of level, like something else. Like that makes sense. Like they can't just have wings and be dragons or some shit. But yeah, if you can reinvigorate the genre within your world, go. Open set 10,000 subtexts, subgenres within your world. I'd love to see it. Like they're the Raptors in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the Raptor thing just opened the door open.
Oh man, no,
Yeah.
but
oh man,
wait. So for the record, then, like, what does the end of whatever look like? What is what does the very end of the MCU look like? What is the very end of whatever? Like, what does that look like when it's done? Right? From where it started to the definitive ending. We know what the end of X-Men looked like.
Should have just been Logan.
Right.
Should have been Logan. Yeah.
Right. They stuck the landing with Logan. They got it right. With The Dark Knight Rises, even if I didn't feel everything in that movie, the end of that movie is what the end of Batman should look like.
Yep, that was conclusive. Yep.
I can say that.
The end of Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Oof. It's an end.
Ooh.
It's an end.
That was a super downer.
Yeah.
Super downer.
But they
took
went
balls.
through with it. It did.
It took balls. But is that how you wanted 007 to go out?
No.
No. Did you ask D. Smith? Is that how you wanted? Was that a good ending for that Indiana Jones?
Did you like that movie?
I mean, D. Smith said it wasn't as advertised. When we talked yesterday, D. Smith said it kind of made sense for a guy who's been around since the 1920s to live through the 1960s. It made sense according to what he was trying to say.
Okay. All right. I mean, it didn't make sense for Han Solo. I mean, it didn't make sense for Han Solo to get caped down by his son in in episode 7, but
he was a plot device. He was a plot device.
Plot device. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of definitive endings anywhere, really. How you end, everything has loose ends to continue or spin off. So, I mean, you're right. What would the end of the MCU look like? Lord knows. If they would ever end.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Event that's resolved.
Right. So I guess then my question is, as consumers, are we satisfied with a definitive end to anything? Can we ever be satisfied with that?
Man, are there no
like Back to the Future, right? Number 3. There's no reason to go back to that. That's a definitive ending. You change your future, right? Everything's good. Doc gets his family. Timeline is restored. All great. We learn life lessons. We're all good, right? Is there ever a feeling to go back and say, what if they did this instead of that? No, it's not there. I mean, people could have said the same thing with Return of the Jedi, and then we got the prequel series, and then we got the sequel series.
That's true.
Okay.
Jurassic Park, what they did with that shit.
Don't do it.
That was god awful, man. God awful. Giant ass crickets and what's that shit? Locusts.
That might be the quietest $1 billion ever in box office history. That might be the quietest $1 billion ever.
Man, the last Jurassic made $1 billion?
It did.
Yeah.
Jurassic World made $1 billion that year.
I don't even feel like it was a year ago.
Easy.
That don't even feel like it was last year.
No. They brought back everybody, and that shit, they ain't had nothing for what's his name? Dr. Grant to do. They had nothing for they had nothing to do, they had nothing to do with anything in that movie. It was just like, hey, we're here for nostalgia. That was a bad ending. Like I'm not satisfied with
cameos, all right?
Yeah. But don't touch that. Like, I'd be good with no more Jurassic Park. Like, we're good. No more Jurassic World. I'd be. It's not a good ending, but I don't want to go read. I don't want to read Moses did the plague. He did. Oh, Moses did the plague better, man, than what those scientists did. But I don't know, man. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Great ending. Do we need to go back to The Hobbit? Do we need to do Rings of Power?
The Hobbit and the Desolation of Smaug. They did the 3-piece for that one.
They did the 3-piece on that. Yep.
Ooh, the Ring of Power. That shit's dead, right?
That shit is dead, bro. That should have just been a tax write-off. $500 million tax write-off, bro.
Oh, dude.
I think they're doing a season 2 just to show face. They didn't have the ratings to back it, though. I think they're doing season 2 just to show face. $500 million down the drain. But yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to. That's not the game in entertainment. The game is make money, make sequels, make prequels, make people come back as much as possible. Get something, milk it till you can't milk it anymore. Like, why are we still doing Aliens? Why are we still trying to do Predator? Why are we trying to do Terminator? Why are we still trying to do? Because all these guys just want safe investments, even though we know it's a carcass. It's dead. There's no room to put it in anything, in this thing, man. But
okay,
the higher ups just believe that, well, it's been pre-established, so it might come back still.
Okay, so with that being said, Charles, you've seen Godfather 1 and 2, right?
I have. Yep.
All right, D. Smith, have you finished? Or my bad, Donovan, have you finished the whole Godfather trilogy, brother?
No, I have not, and I need to.
You've seen it up to part 2?
Yeah.
I haven't.
You don't need to see part 3.
Everyone told me, they said don't say 3, but I feel like I have to.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now that you don't. Like, you can go the rest of your life and you can live the rest of your life and never watch Godfather Part 3.
I gotta see the meme. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. I gotta see the meme.
I'm telling you, you don't need to see it, bro. I promise you, you don't need to see it, right?
Like, Godfather 1 and 2, funny enough, feels like one movie. It just feels like one movie together. It feels like the themes from the first film are they fit and they're satisfied in the second film. Like it's like one. I don't think you can compare it. You really can't. So when even actually 1 and 2, I can't even. They're one film, one long film, pretty much. So I don't know where 3 fits in that.
It doesn't.
And I'm wondering if that's part of the problem.
That's the biggest problem, because in a way you kind of feel like, why am I watching this right now?
That was the studio. That was the studio. I mean, it had to be, right? I mean,
Nicolas Cage father, right? That was Capella.
Like, again, I'm just wondering, like, when you see Michael Corleone on that bench in Godfather Part 2 as it ends, that's a perfect ending right there.
It is.
You don't need to know what happens after that in order to imagine or envision how that ends, right?
Sure.
You don't come away from the Godfather Part 2 thinking, "Oh my God, I need to see more of this." No, like,
that's what you're saying.
You ate that good meal and you're completely full off of it, to where it's like, damn, I don't want to do anything else but watch Part 1 and Part 2 again, right after seeing the end of Part 2.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, the one thing I'll say about Nolan, for all of his flaws and all of the things we don't like about him, he knows when a story needs to end and not continue.
I agree.
For sure.
If you got a sequel to Inception,
there's space for a sequel to Inception.
Sure. But if there was a sequel to it, would you look at the first one the same way?
No,
probably not.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah,
You couldn't.
Probably not.
Nah.
About to come back at this point, but what happens after he gets out? Hey, they made a mini series of that.
Wait, there was a mini series?
A mini series on ET?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Live action?
Puppets.
Or is it cartoon? It was like some kind of cartoon, 80s cartoon.
I'm pretty sure it was puppets.
Puppets? That makes sense. Yeah.
It was puppets.
That ride is rancid at Universal,
that's
man.
Crazy, right?
Them shit's barely moving. Them puppets barely moving at Universal right now.
That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. Like,
E.T.
Nah, because I mean that's kind of like, at this point, I like when things end. I don't like continuations, bro.
Right.
I don't like it.
Even with finales, right? We got Fast 10. We're definitely trying to pass the torch off to Toretto's son, right? We see it.
We
see it being molded.
No, don't put that out there. What you mean?
It's already out. We know what they're doing. I saw 10. I'm like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to. He's a little kid now. They're gonna wait 5 years. He's gonna be 19. Hit them LA streets. I'm gonna live up to my father's name. We know that's the game plan. Like,
I don't understand. Okay, and maybe somebody can help me. I don't understand the point of that. You can make something completely different. Right? You can make a street racing movie, right? That's gathering its own thing. Shoot, there's a NASCAR film coming out with about, what's that movie? The NASCAR that he was a gamer.
Gran Turismo.
Oh, Gran Turismo.
There's a Gran Turismo movie coming out.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Let's see how that goes, right? And then have Dom in the stand. Completely different property. It's happening in the same world, and they go looking for it, and it's a completely different property. Why do you have to have the IP continue. I just don't understand. It seems like it's diminishing returns.
Yeah, it's always diminishing returns, though.
It took 10 films to get to that point, but they were on a roll. 6,
even after 7, they could have
8.
made this kind of money of another IP. You don't think so?
For another racing IP?
For another racing IP.
I don't. What did Ford and Ferrari do?
Well, Ford and hold on.
That's a drama. That's not a real race.
I mean, it did get nominated for Best Picture.
I mean, the spectacle, Dion.
Spectacle.
A spectacle. You ever played the Burnout game on PlayStation?
Yeah.
You don't think they can make a Burnout?
Listen, my man D. Smith.
Midnight Club would be, they could do Burnout. Midnight Club, Need for Speed kind of fucked up already.
My man D. Smith. Yeah. D. Smith been calling for a new Need for Speed ever since he pulled up on us.
Yeah. What did they do? Torque?
I never
what
saw.
Else they did Bikes? Torque?
Yeah, that was Bikes, and that was bikes. That was meant to be a parody of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
On Bikes.
Yeah, they can do it's the spectacle. No one cares about the Toretto.
Right. Like that's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst. Like Vin Diesel's character is really the worst part of all of Fast and Furious.
Yeah. No one really
cares. When Paul Walker was the main character, the movies were better.
And they were taken more serious.
True.
As soon as he was gone, they completely went out the window. Like literally, in the Burj Khalifa, they drove out the window into the next building.
I think people like the characters, though. I don't think the spectacle plays a part, but they definitely, the cast is, people like to see the cast come back and get into the next thing.
I felt like that until they just dropped new people in everything. So
yep. And then when we start resurrecting dead characters too, though, like
Han's
we
back.
see. I mean, Gal Gadot got thrown.
Gal Gadot's back.
Thrown off the plane.
And in the first movie, she had like 6 lines. So how much did we build?
But bro, so why are Gal Gadot and Brie Larson in the same movie? Why are they both in Fast X?
Just
when they're the same character. But they're the same character.
Power. He said girl power.
Are they not the same character?
Look, we know they're trying to fill in Paul Walker a void there. They're just trying to fill it in with bigger stars, I guess. Jason Momoa, John Cena, Brie Larson, Gal Gadot coming back.
Jason Momoa was overacting.
But how can you overact in Fast and Furious? How can you be like seriously? How do you get mad?
Okay. I think I know the reason. Because his character was initially supposed to be the stoic, badass, I'm going to get you, Dom, for killing my father. And then he kind of turns into a more
meta,
trickster, over the top, nail polish.
That's a character trait now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Was he an anti-hero?
No, he's not an anti-hero. He was just one part you think he's a stoic, built badass, and the next he's kind of more of like a more flamboyant villain. So it was just like, wait a minute, you were supposed to be, I'm gonna get you, Dom, for killing my father, and the next you're painting your toenails in front of dead victims, like tied to a lawn chair, and you're talking to them like they're alive.
Tied to a lawn chair.
Like what they're like sitting in the lawn chair, they're dead, and he's just having a full-blown conversation with them on his tablet and like paint his fingernails, whatever. So it's just like two different, it's almost like two characters.
Probably trying to have fun with it.
He didn't take it seriously. Wow, who would take it seriously at this point? It's 10 movies.
So how do you get mad at him for doing that though when it's in the script?
He's trying to, and he made it entertaining. I was entertained. Shit, I was like,
so he was the best part of Fast X.
I would say so, yeah, because certainly wasn't because Vin Diesel was just being Vin Diesel. So
Vin Diesel, every movie.
Yeah, that chase sequence in Rome was really dope. The cinematography and the way they a massive rolling ball of destruction, basically. Like they try to top the fifth movies.
The safe.
Right.
Okay.
So I thought it didn't top it, but it was solid. It was solid.
Damn, this is really turning into a review of Fast X.
Fast
right
10.
now.
I know.
Whatever.
And I thought we reviewed this already, but
Whatever. Anyway,
no, moving on.
like,
We'll move on. We'll move on. No more on Fast 10. Because our Fast 9 review was like, I don't know what happened, and that's in the vault.
Was that the one with the submarine?
Oh man.
No, that was when they went in space.
No, niggas went in space in Fast 9, man.
Came back to Earth. In a
with duct tape,
Firebird.
With duct tape.
Duct tape.
With duct tape and a V8 engine,
they
man.
ocean gate that shit, bro.
So for the record, though, this is it for Fast X, right? It's a wrap. Fast and Furious is done after this, right?
After part, did they hit after part 2?
I think they died. They died, right? They died at the box office, right?
Oh, that shit flopped. Yeah, Fast 10 flopped. I think
they're gonna half a billion.
No, I think the 300. I think 300
worldwide.
About 300, 400 tops.
So they're dead. That franchise is cooked.
I don't think they're gonna do. They left in a cliffhanger. They're gonna do part 2, just because, just to save face, they have to finish it. But then after that, I don't know. They might cool off for a bit, leave like 5 years, and see and test it again. But
no, we're done.
They'll do a part 2. They have Vin Diesel. Not gonna let them.
Well, they already shot part 2.
Yeah, they'll do part 2.
They already shot part 2. So like even with Mission Impossible was supposed to end after Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Okay.
John Wick was supposed to end at Part 4, but clearly it's not ending at Part 4.
What happens when the studio says, "Hey, we need another one"? You get part 5.
And it's like the rapper, right? That stayed in the game too long. I would value, like, say, Nas is still killing. I don't know who to use, but say a rapper that just doesn't have it like they used to. Let's use Jay. And then they stop rapping. Instead, they highlight another IP.
Hey, I'll be right back, y'all. Keep cooking.
All right, boss. They hop on another rappers they're missing, right? They don't rap anymore. Now they hop on a feature of this up and coming rapper. Right? And that's like, now you brought eyes to this new IP. That's gonna be something else. I don't understand why they just keep going. Like, you can still make money, and you're almost assured to make more money from a new IP building off your old one rather than extending your old one beyond recognition. So your old one still is like, oh man, people will even want to go back and watch it. Maybe they'll be like, oh, let me go watch that again. But extending the IP to the point that people, it's so crazy to me.
It's so crazy, yeah. But I mean, I understand that, like using a pre-established IP to launch a brand new IP, but they're separate, but they kind of within their own world or whatever, right? I think it's just risk adverse, man. I think they're just scared. They're scared to get the thing off in the first place. Then it's a hit, and then they're scared to do another thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and they did it with Spider-Man, right? The first one, Iron Man was all up and down Spider-Man.
you're talking about Homecoming?
Homecoming. He was all up and down there.
Yeah, because he was Iron Man Jr. back then.
Yeah.
First movie. Yeah.
All up, and they put Tony all up and down that movie.
They did. They did.
So it's doable. It's just the idea that you just extend instead of just. I guess it's a risk thing, but we were talking about earlier. It's also a risk to make a bad movie, like to tire out the audience. Crazy, man.
It's like almost like it's like gambling, right? Hey, I'm doing good. You don't know when to stop, and then you're like, oh shit. You lose, you place a really big bet and you lose your ass on everything that you gained.
On everything you just did.
Everything you just did. And you're like, fuck, I gotta start from scratch. Here, let me borrow 200 and see if I can slowly build my way up to a couple grand again, right? Like that's what they're doing essentially.
That's what it is. It feels like that.
It's just like I don't know, man. They don't know. They don't know. That's the whole thing.
I feel like they don't know. They're just in the bubble, the industry bubble. And in those bubbles, it's just numbers and statistics.
It's marketing,
and surveys,
data. Right.
Marketing data. and there should be a creative presence in there that says, "Hey, man, they're kind of people are kind of done with Jurassic Park 3. Are you sure you want to do this again?" And it's just not happening because I don't. Fast and Furious got lucky after 7. They got lucky after 7. They were riding off of 7.
I mean, you bring up a good point. I mean, Jurassic Park 3, if you look at it, Jurassic Park 3 is a fine way to end that whole thing. People hate Jurassic Park 3. I don't know why. I like Jurassic Park 3. It's Spinosaurus, Dr. Grant comes back.
I love Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, it's just fun, man. It's I don't know why you hate on Jurassic Park 3, but like Jurassic World is so much better. Come on. Yeah. But Jurassic Park 3 didn't really break that much. It did okay in box office. It could have sailed off in the sunset. But if they left it that way, they would have missed out on like a couple $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, they would have missed out on at least $3 billion plus whatever, all the merchandising and all that other shit as well. So, and people, I mean, I'm talking shit about it, but people like the Jurassic World series.
True.
The third one might got a little bit more flack than the other two, but people love Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. I just thought, like, when the raptor smiled and looked at the camera and like, I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here, bro? I'm so over this shit, but I keep coming back. Damn.
They pull you back in.
They pull me back in.
And that's the thing. So I feel like, and that's interesting. So Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3 were like, what genre would you say that was? Like horror drama? Because it was serious.
First one was definitely like horror sci-fi.
Horror sci-fi. There's a sense of this existential questions of should man play God? Like they were good films. Like
they were going in there.
There was depth to it.
Right.
And then Jurassic World comes out and it becomes a little bit more about spectacle and
nostalgia.
So if you transform your genre in the second iteration, the second half, and I would even accept that Jurassic World kind of did what I'm talking about, where Jurassic Park was its own thing. It ended on 3. And then they created Jurassic World.
Whole new park, right.
Whole new thing. So that's like in the universe of Jurassic Park, but it's Jurassic World. So I would almost agree that they still kind of did it without spoiling Jurassic Park.
Because the old park was still there. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. The old park was still there. Like, hey, we just started scratch. Brand new section. Come see this shit.
It was all spectacle. It's all spectacle, yes. But that's the decision they made. Could they have made a deep romance about like the two young kids trying to find love in this Jurassic World? Probably. But they went spectacle. So, and spectacle worked. It worked, it worked all 3 times. They all hit $1 billion, right?
They all hit $1 billion.
So it worked 3 times. So I'm not even mad at that aspect. It doesn't soil Jurassic Park for me.
Okay.
What they do with Jurassic World. It feels
true.
My bad. Go ahead, Don.
No, you're good.
No,
we're just talking about like how like the IPs, if they would just start a new thing, it wouldn't soil what the old thing was.
Okay.
And you can build off the established IP without soiling fucking Paul Walker's legacy, to be honest.
So there's one.
God damn. Like it feels kind of like
it feels dirty.
Okay, cool. They came back one more time.
It feels dirty.
Dirty after 9.
Feels very dirty.
Yeah, it feels dirty, bro. It just, I don't know.
But what you was. But what you just said there's one property where I think they got it wrong with that though.
What's up?
Fantastic Beast.
People love Fantastic Beasts though.
Nah.
At least the people that read the books, no? Don't they?
I don't know about the Fantastic Beast series, the movies
with
with Dumbledore in the past.
Gay and
Eddie Redwayne, is that his name?
They ain't fucking with that shit, dude.
They ain't fucking with it? Oh shit, I thought they loved it.
They ain't fucking. They ain't gonna see that. They ain't see that shit. That shit bombed.
Damn.
Warner Media.
It did not work. It did not work for them, sir.
The water tower empty right now, bro.
The first 2 work, or they all bombed?
No, not really. It never caught on.
I mean, the first one
was like okay,
right, but like the second one got dragged down by the Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah,
that's true.
And the third one that came out last year, or was it 2021?
That I think it was 2021, and yeah, that shit.
So
busted.
okay, and that's interesting. Is that does the concept not work, or was the writing just was the film just not good?
Because
I think they just want Harry Potter. I think
They
don't
just
give a
want
fuck
Harry
about.
Potter when it comes to magic.
They just want Harry Potter. The only thing they give a fuck about, like all that other shit to the side. They just want to see the students in Hogwarts again and go through school. Because they just it's shonen. It's basically magic shonen. You know what I'm saying? It's basically it's shonen. Young protagonist, evil villain, bad guy, training and going through school to beat. It's
I didn't want to Google magic shonen, bro.
It's magic shonen. Magic shonen. I like
magic shonen. They don't want no adults. They just want young Harry Potter going through school and training. You know, Master Roshi, Dumbledore. Like, come on, man. They just want to see the same shit again.
Yo, J.K. Rowling made this in a bar
with a tablecloth
next to a shonen magazine. But let's not talk about that. But J.K. Rowling.
It all comes back to Toriyama, man.
Somebody's a manga fan, huh? Oh.
But like, cause why is Harry Potter is hot right now? 20 years after like those books and movies blew up. But Fantastic Beasts is kind of a footnote there. Like nobody looks at Fantastic Beasts with any kind of reverence, right?
No, none.
They want Hakeem Potter. That's why it's popping.
Hakeem.
You know what they want.
Hogwarts is an HBCU.
You want the HBCU Hogwarts. Right?
That was this year too, right? That happened this year.
Yeah, that was like this year. Away. Yeah, but I mean, they're getting the TV series, so it's the reboot. You know what I mean? But yeah, Fantastic Beasts did not. It did not work. Man. They can't. They were going to make 5 of them drinks. They canned it after the third one.
I mean, that was a good choice.
Sucks because a Dumbledore Grindelwald story
should have been dope.
Phenomenal.
Should have been.
That's like Goku Vegeta, like we're talking about, like
right.
Again.
So you wonder why did it not work? I mean, I know the Johnny Depp thing was controversial in its time, but why did it not work?
No one gave a fuck about Newt Scamander, the main character. No one gave a fuck about that dude. Newt Scamander.
Oh boy.
The animal trainer.
Need an IP. He keeps trying.
I mean, they casted him off the strength of him bringing home a trophy.
True.
But
you see how it transitioned to more to Dumbledore and that whole thing. It was it was less Newt Scamander, more Dumbledore and all that. What's going on with him?
Because he won the Academy Award for playing Stephen Hawking.
I remember now. Oh, I remember.
But I think there's a difference. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
No. I'll just say that's him, like Benedict and one other guy that I remember that were all Fassbender. They were I always mix them up. You're good.
Well, I mean, that brings a good question. Who has done a decent prequel series in general? Who did a prequel series where it wasn't considered a detriment to the original?
All right.
I haven't seen it. Hold on. Uncle Jack, how he feels about the House of Dragon?
House of Dragon was.
I'm talking about movie. Let's just do movies.
Okay.
Well, hold on, brother. Like this is the only thing. Can I end this broadcast and start a new live? Can we do that?
Why?
For the views?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Can we do that for the views?
I mean, yeah, go for it, man. If you want to start a new live,
I'm gonna hit the button and then hit the button again.
Okay.